Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. On 1st and 10, Bentley. And his first look is incomplete.
Anytime a defense can sit back in a zone like that, it tends to create a lot of congestion in the middle of the field. Makes it very hard to slot one in.
Looked like I-4 at rush hour in your hometown of Orlando, Florida. An absolute mess. Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10. The first carry now for Dalvin Cook. And he'll take it ahead to the 28-yard line. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. From the gun, Bentley. And he's able to find Diggs. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. He got 29 yards that time.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That time the right guard sending him backwards.
And so many different types of guys rotate in on the defensive line now depending on situations. You can get the bulky guy, the fast guy. No matter what, though, you can't hold them.
Looking to throw. Bentley. And it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And to the 40-yard line, that's where the return stops. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. Solid move, but he's corralled just beyond the 40. Anthony Barr in on the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Eluding the pressure right. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. Touchdown, Packers. Jarvis Landry, 58 yards. And the Packers have taken the early lead. And sometimes those slants, they can be so tough to defend after the catch. It just happens so quickly. And
really, what gets set up there is how quickly everything happens. Ball's out of the hands of the passer in a hurry, and he just takes it and goes.
And he went all the way into the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take...
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
319.
So after the INT, it's Rodgers. Steps away to his left. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's second down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Second and 10 now from the 27. On second down, it's Jones. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 9 yards on the pickup there as they'll be left with 3rd and 1.
And that's the kind of run that gets everyone excited on offense. And, you know, oftentimes the guys who carry the ball are the ones in the huddle doing the chirping. Right now, I think it's the offensive line telling them, run it again. We are right there about to break a big one.
He didn't even try to signal for a timeout, so they must have not been aware of the numbers.
I think he lost track of the time left in the play clock and probably was trying to read the defense and trying to figure out which play to run and just lost track, and it cost him.
Bad time to get a delay of game penalty there. Not that there's a good time, but that makes it 3rd and 6. Here's Rodgers to throw. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. Anthony Barr. He's the one that gets him down. It'll be a loss of 5, and it'll bring up 4th down. And Crosby puts it through, and the lead moves to 10-zip. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week, not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
And he'll be taken down right around the 27. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down. Bentley. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Operating from the gun, Bentley, and he finds Cook. Muscling free near the 40, and he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? From the gun, Bentley lets it fly for Treadwell. And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked off by Brad McDougal. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. So that is 3 interceptions now in this first half. And you hate to ask the question, but let's be honest. We're thinking about it. Do you need to go in a different direction next series?
Potentially. We know that he's probably not going to be on the Pro Bowl ballot. That's not really his stature here. But he has been their starting quarterback for this game. So they've got to weigh things about who's behind him. Do they think he can snap it back into gear? Maybe change up the play calling to help him out a little bit.
And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Now Rodgers. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 19. And he may want to track down that football because that's interception number 1 on his career.
You're saying that's going into the trophy case?
I'd put it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. That's when you ask the equipment guys to make sure they hold it for you after the game. But if you play in the back 7 on defense, that's part of your job, finding ways to take the ball away from the other team.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd.
And while he did a good job of sliding around in the pocket, there was nowhere to go with the football, so he had to take off and try and run. He just got back to the line of scrimmage, no gain.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 37.
319! 319!
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
Now Rodgers, a free play. And they drop him for a loss, but penalty markers are on the field. Let's see about the call. Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
Following the penalty, it's 1st and 5, and you got to think offensively, all kinds of options. Shotgun now for Rodgers. He's going to rifle one deep. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
They go play action here on 1st down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Throwing again. Bentley. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they will score. It's a Packer touchdown.
Did I just see what I thought I saw? Did I just see what I thought? That had to be. Come on, say it for me. Say it for me. Who picked up that pass?
It's a free safety.
Oh, you got to have those great skills back there. Eyes, anticipation, great hands. And, of course, how about the fluid moves afterwards to take it all the way to the house?
Sounds like you're watching your old game film up here in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream I had of being that player. I just never was.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. And the Vikings now heading onto the field. Throwing after the interception. Bentley. And Rudolph has it left side. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
A give, this is Cook. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter begins with the Vikings holding the football. They're looking at a 2nd and short yardage to start things out.
No, check, Patriot! Leopard!
Handoff comes to Cook. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
What's tight? Tight is right. What's tight? Tight is right.
Throwing on 1st down. Bentley open here, Adam Thielen. And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run. Cook. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Now whistles and a timeout. Looks like we've got a Viking slow to get up. Hate to see this. Week 1 of the season. We'll be back. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. Temporarily out of field goal range now as they come up on a 2nd and long after the holding call.
4 down. Check. Back.
No. Check. Patriot.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on 3rd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
Throw left side on target to Thielen. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The Vikings send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Can he put it aside? Let's find out. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? It sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down.
It's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long...
Rodgers now on 1st down. Going deep here for Landry. That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 43 yards. Well, last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Ben Gideon in from his linebacker spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Flushed out right. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Daniil Hunter able to get him for a loss of about 3. They'll try again on 2nd and goal after going backwards to the 12. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Forced out to his left. His throw incomplete.
Now we got 3rd and goal coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that huddle, partner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that 3. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Here's Jones. And 3 yards on the carry there as his defense holds strong and takes it to 4th and goal.
Now I wouldn't be surprised if they go for it. 3 points is not ideal. It's not what they want, but it's still only the first half. Take the 3 points and move on.
No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 24. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing it.
And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored one, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
On play action. Now Rodgers. Buying time to his left. His throw caught right around the 6. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. That one good for 17 yards. And now they've got it 1st and goal. Now Jones. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. A great effort there. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Packers add on to their lead. Crosby with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now the Vikings offense works their way back onto the field. Typically down in the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
On first down, Bentley. That one into the hands of Thielen, complete. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. More from Minneapolis after this. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Single, slap. Hey, you're on an out
Operating from the gun. Bentley finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and that's going to bring up a third down.
Watch it now, Barney. Barney.
50, Mike, 50. Watch the screen. Pass. Check.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
From the gun, Bentley. He may try and run for this. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs. On the NFL scoreboard, second quarter in Nashville. And it's the Titans who are off to the early lead in that ball game. I have a feeling that one's going to stay tight throughout. We'll continue to monitor. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Back to throw. Bentley, left side caught by Diggs. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A good pickup there, 22. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll at least get him inside the red zone here, down to about the 19. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Check 25.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gun, gun. Gun, gun.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Bentley over the middle here to Rudolph. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Looking to throw. Bentley flush to his right. And his throw is incomplete. He was looking for Adam Thielen there. And now it's 2nd down. I hate to sound really negative, but at this point, an incomplete pass, almost a moral victory that it's not picked off.
Well, you may hate to sound negative, but that was negative.
It was very negative, I know, but all these first-half interceptions, it's been tough to watch.
Yeah, couldn't find a silver lining in this one, much more like lead.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness, think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot.
And I think the defensive guys are probably expressing themselves to them as well. I wouldn't run it here, guys. You might want to try throwing it.
Now a 3rd down throw, but it misses the target, incomplete. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Now Aldrick Rosas for the field goal attempt. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And Rosas puts this one through. And that will cut the lead down to 3 scores at 24. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, we'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Now trotting out there, the Packers getting ready to go. They built a good first-half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. And this is caught. It's Jimmy Graham. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Dancing to his left. And he's going to drop this off to his fullback. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
319!
A give to Jones, and he'll take this one down to about the 40. They get 2 yards back, but they're going to need a lot more than that here on third down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long.
Zoom.
Working from the gun, Rodgers. And Graham's got it over the middle. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. A gain of 19 and picking up the first. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
Now a first down carry by Jones. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
319!
Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Xavier Rhodes with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the 3rd quarter. Defensively, they did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
And he's going to go down. He backed up into the end zone, and this is going to wind up a safety. And the safety there, another mistake, and these mistakes just keep piling up.
How many more can they make? They put themselves in such a massive hole now. Going to be difficult to dig out from under.
Yeah, for sure they can't afford anymore at this point. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on this?
He's got a convoy, and he might be gone. Touchdown, Packers. A big play there. Already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Packers continue to roll. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. And now out comes Minnesota. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. To throw on second down, Bentley. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. Back to throw. Bentley. Room to run past midfield. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. 23 yards on the play. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. The Vikings on third down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 9.
Set! Green 39! Green 39!
Operating from the gun. Bentley. He's got it complete to Diggs, right side. He got 18 yards out of that one, and it gets him a new set of downs.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. That's incomplete. Nearly another pick. My goodness.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
The Vikings on third down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll run here. It's Murray. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard.
No. Check. Patriot! Patriot!
They'll try and run with Murray. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Latavius Murray taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Vikings are able to cut into that deficit. Rosas good with the extra point, and that will cut this lead down to 25. Rosas now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 26.
Single. Green 18! Green 18!
Rodgers operating from the gun. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Mike Hughes. Landry the intended target. This defense figured out something in the locker room. That's 2 third-quarter picks now.
And you just wonder, did he get too comfortable in the locker room himself? His team has the lead. Take care of the football. He's putting them in jeopardy right now.
Throwing to start the drive. Bentley, 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
4 down. No. Check. Patriot!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he gets it down to the 32. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks.
So many teams want to throw the ball in this situation nowadays, but I love watching a team that has enough confidence to go ahead and run the football. In that situation, that's almost a tendency breaker.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
On 1st and 10, Bentley. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Maybe a little frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This is 3rd and 10.
3 down. Mike's 47.
From the gun, Bentley. And he finds his man. That's Butler. Touchdown, Vikings. A great play there. 32 yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. PAT up and good by Rosas. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. Rosas now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he'll wind up with about 6 up past the 30 to the 31.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Let's go, come on.
They stick to the ground game on first down. It's Williams. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Tackle made there by the UCF man, Mike Hughes. Off the corner. Where'd he come from? Well, I guess he came off the corner, but really nice play.
I like when you're able to pose a question and answer it at the same time. That's exactly where he came from, but it's not something that you normally see. Most of the time, we're thinking about those guys covering pass catchers. In this case, he was a big factor in the run game. No gain.
319. Hey, check 26. Zoom.
And they're going to take it all the way down and just take the delay. And that'll set them back 5. And now after the delay of game, they're operating behind the sticks, 2nd and 15.
Blue 58.
Now they'll throw with Rodgers. He completes it to Peake. No gain on the play, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
Boy, they had a lot of real estate to make up there, but what a big-time play for them. Nice completion, excellent gain. Now they're in 4th and manageable.
Just a little short, though, with that marker. Here's J.K. Scott now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. Oh, he takes it in, doesn't let it bounce. He takes it at the 2. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Vikings will be backed up deep to begin their drive as they take over 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Mike Daniels makes the tackle.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it. but it just tells you about the game of football. They give it, and they take it away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that have thrown 6 interceptions in a game, the likes of Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, I think Joe Namath, he did it 3 times. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
They don't want it, fellas. They don't want it. 319.
On second down, here's Rodgers. He gets it here to Peak. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Rodgers going to try and throw on third down. Xavier Rhodes, the cornerback, there in coverage.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And out now come the Vikings. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he will lose yardage on the play. Back at his own 19-yard line.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
But you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play was and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
The Vikings on third down. 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Looking to throw. Bentley. And he's got his man on the out route. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Back 99 Philly, here we go.
They're going to run it with Murray. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
Brandon, this is why play callers get the big bucks. This wasn't a 4th and inches call. You get into situations like 4th and 3, 4th and 4.
And now here is another interception. Eddie Jackson picks it, and they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line. The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he'd won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about 1 game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer, the last to do it in 2001, to throw 7 picks. 23 yards on the play. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
3 down. Go to 50. Hey, you block over here.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. Space to run past the 20. And finally taken down at the 15. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down. Time for a break. Back to finish it off on EA Sports after this. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
319. Here we go. 58. Go to 50.
Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. A great effort there with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And that interception key as it leads to the touchdown. Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point. And it's no good. It has not been his day. That's the second extra point he's missed so far. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And now out comes Minnesota. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. A big play there for Minnesota. 42 yards. So a big play as it gets them all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. His throw caught at about the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. They'll try to run it in with Murray. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
One man in the backfield, Murray on 2nd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go. 319. 319.
Back to throw. Bentley. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Jake Ryan in there to pick up his 2nd sack now of the afternoon. They need to reverse the trend. The last 2 plays have gone backwards. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Here we go now. 319. 319.
Operating from the gun. Bentley. And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Rosas good with the extra point on the NFL scoreboard there in the 4th quarter in Philadelphia. And it was the Eagles that wound up winners in that one. A win would be their 2nd on the young season. Rosas now to kick this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Now the Packers get set to go. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He's had some big runs in this game. Not there, though.
But I don't think they're going to be deterred by that play right there. He's had some nice runs in the game. And how many times have we seen a good running back get stopped, yet turn it into something big on a later carry? I'd stay with him.
And, partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week one. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just